Good morning, everybody. This is Mark, aka the Ministry Dude. Today is the 14th day of January 2025. We're continuing on with our reading from through the Bible. I know some people might have a little trouble following this, so I'll try to explain it a little bit better. I don't read the whole chapter, I'll just read I think we've got 3 pages here. I'll read maybe one paragraph from each page. To kind of give you an idea, I'll try to explain it a little bit. And then when you purchase your copy of it, you can go through and it'll explain it better to you when you read the whole thing. So today is from Job 31. See, we've been concentrating mostly on Job, but it does jump around to other verses, so, and other sections of the Bible. So this is Job 31. Job says, I am willing to be judged fairly. Chapter 31 is as close to a picture of godliness as can be found in the book, perhaps in the entire Old Testament. And in the picture which is painted, reference is made to sexual lust. Prevalent in today's society are all forms of enticement to that. Hard as it may be for some, we all have the responsibility to avoid surrender. And its forms may totally invade our consciousness by a society whichever promotes the base and lewd. But that is no excuse for weakness on our part to indulge in it. You know, the Bible says we should avoid, lewd behavior, sexual lust. We should only have sex in marriage. I know a lot of us are guilty of that sin. I've been guilty of it myself. We all have. Sex out of wedlock. It's it's accepted in today's society, and we all should really save ourselves from marriage. I know it's hard to do. There's a lot of temptation out there, but if you set your mind to it, God will bring you through it. All right, let's read another paragraph here. Elihu, this is from Job 32. I have some different things to say. Though young and inexperienced, Elihu offers his advice. When we are young, we are often more opinionated than we have aged. However, Elihu offers advice which he will go on to say comes directly from God. Elihu is from the family of Ram, and some see this as the same Ram in the ancestry of David. The author thinks not. A compare it with Elizaphat's ancestry will illustrate the difficulties of this view. Okay, so Isaac, Esau, and Elizaphat, then Isaac, Jacob, Judah, Perez, Haran, Ram, Burchel, and Elihu. It can be seen that people with the same names of two of Job's friends came out of the line of Isaac, one through Esau and the other through Jacob. However, the Elihu in Isaac's line through his son Jacob is 5 generations removed from Elizaphat and Isaac's line through his son Esau. This almost certainly means that these two people were not the one in Job's stories. Okay. This is a very important statement from Elihu because it addresses a very important part of man's being, his spirit. We are composed of 3 parts: the body, the soul, and the spirit. Here's something from John 1:19 through 28. 1:19. John the Baptist's testimony before a committee. Only John records this incident. The religious leaders had a twofold interest in examining John. First, they wanted to be sure he would not stir up Rome's wrath of claiming to be a king. Many individuals of that day were doing just that. Second, from a religious standpoint, they wanted to know if he was claiming a spiritual status equal to that of the revered prophets. Their inquiry was a legitimate one. However, as Matthew relates in Matthew 3:17, their attitude towards John had become one of belligerence and scorn. Their trip to him was all right, their attitude was not. John 1:35. Jesus' followers began to awaken him. John 1:39. Two times of reckoning could be employed here. By Roman time, it would have been 10 a.m., but 4 p.m. by Jewish time. Since these men spent their day with him, it was probably around 10 a.m. when they went with him. Nathanael must have been meditating on Jacob's dream because of the ladder at Bethel. Yeah, I'm sure you've heard the term Jacob's ladder. For Christ always speaks to what is in a man's heart, and he brought this episode up in a most peculiar way. This makes Jesus' statement in verse 51 much more understandable. It is how Nathanael would have known that Jesus was there and makes his reaction clear to understand. Well, thanks for reading along with me today. I just skimmed over parts of this. I know it's hard to understand, but if you pick up a copy of Through the Bible and you read the whole daily reading, you'll understand it a lot better. See, what I'm going to do is when I'm done, like at the end of every month, I'm going to go back and skim across everything through the whole month so I can better understand it myself. This is Mark, the Ministry Dude. I want to say thanks for watching and have a blessed day, everybody.